Well, my name is Dr. Joe Pizzorno. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I've been studying medicine for literally over half a century. So I started as doing medical research, then became a naturopathic doctor, and then became a practitioner and author and founder of Vassar University, one of the people who helped found functional medicine. And now I'm the editor-in-chief of a journal called Integrative Medicine at Clinicians Journal. And let's see, I've written 7 books for consumers, written or co-authored 7 books for consumers, and 6 textbooks for doctors. So the urinary organic acids test is extremely useful, and it can be really overwhelming. And now we're not measuring all of them, but 300 organic acids have now been identified in the urine. Okay, so there's a lot of them. And so rather than get intimidated by the large number, it's important to recognize that a few of them are really helpful. But even more important is to recognize patterns. So I've been looking at a lot of research on urinary organic acids. And I found some things that are really important. And I'm now recommending people that before they do the urinary organic acids, they need to clean up the gut. Because it turns out when people have the wrong bacteria in their gut, they produce all these molecules that overlap the molecules in the mitochondria, and they swamp the data. We want to know what's going on in the mitochondria, because mitochondria at the core of most diseases. There's something going on. But unfortunately, the molecules we want to look at for the mitochondria can be produced by the wrong bacteria in the gut. So you got to clean up the gut. Or all you're looking at is gut bacteria rather than mitochondria or other metabolic processes. We want both, of course, but ultimately we need to make sure the metabolism of mitochondria are working properly. The second thing is excess fructose consumption. Now, I was really surprised. I just looked at a bunch of research that if you look at the amount of fructose people are consuming, that fructose disrupts mitochondrial function and causes a bunch of abnormal molecules to be produced. So people could see all these abnormal molecules in the urine and say, oh no, there is a big metabolic problem. No, they're consuming too much fructose and it's messing up their metabolic activity. And the third one, now I suspect that's not surprising to anybody who's looked at this field or has heard me lecture before. But I'll say another one that most people don't think about, and that is diet-induced acidosis. So there's this old-time concept in natural medicine that when people consume an acid-forming diet, they're more likely to get disease and more likely to get cancer. Well, that idea was poo-pooed by conventional medicine, because conventional medicine would go through and put people on an acid-forming diet, put them on an alkaline-forming diet, they measure the blood pH and it doesn't change. They say, oh, invalid concept. Well, of course, that's a stupid way to look at it. Yes, the body works really hard to maintain the pH of the blood. In order to do that, it has to go through all this metabolic dysfunction, metabolic alterations to maintain that. So it's a metabolic alteration the body has to go through to maintain the blood pH on an acid-forming diet, and that's where all the trouble is being caused. So it turns out the mitochondria are extremely sensitive to the pH of the cell where the mitochondria are located. And if a person's on an acid-forming diet, they increase the acidity of the cell, or increase means lower pH, so lower pH in the cell and the pericellular space. And it turns out the mitochondria start dysfunctioning and not producing the right optimal energy at that time. So I recommend to people, boy, this urinary organic acid is incredibly useful. But first, clean up the gut, decrease fructose consumption, and alkalinize the diet. Then the data you're going to get is much more directed towards the metabolism you're trying to figure out.